gaganyan. Ganyan yun, para makita sa media.
Para tayo proper ito. Sir, dito mo kayo kay Cavite.
Again, we remind our friends from the media to clear the pathway to the destruction facility to give some enough space for more opportunities with our guests on other realities.
Okay nga, ito naman isa. Doon na, ilagay na doon. Yung alis
ma'am, natatakpan po, ma'am.
Ano gagamitin ko? Yung box. Sino bang magbubuhat? Nasaan na yung...
Tulungan ko na po kayo, sir.
Ma'am, excuse me po, ma'am.
Ika na.
Ito, high grade dito. Ate, mga photo, sir. Susunod, mga crew naman. Mga TV crew.
Lahat yun sa isang kaso, sir, 38 kilos. Yes, sir, from Judge Suarez.
Ano na high grade? High grade? Ano yung status of it?
High grade na sabi because it's 70-something purity. Yes, 75 to 78%.
Status daw ng case?
Ang province sir yung kaso. Yes, sir.
Wala problema ng Senate Post dito. Yes, sir. Wala pa. Pakiusap na lang, sir. Pakiusap na lang.
Pwede na yun.
May mga oras na kailangan mag-usap. At sa ilo na po. Okay na, tapos na. Meron pa? Ano naman, spice pa. Iba na, tapos na kami.
We request representatives from Pidea Public Information Office and Pidea DDP Press Corps to the opportunities our friends from the media.
Maraanin niyo po sila. Padaan po, padaan. At yung tapos na po, pwede na. Pakitingnan po na hindi maipit ang VIP. Yan, thank you.
We are now witnessing the ceremonial landing of dangerous drugs to the destruction facility led by our guest of honor and speaker, Senator Pantola and Lacson. Thank you.
Thank you po. He was playing in jazz ng Ganisa. Dati yun. Sa mga plante. Hindi na tatanggal.
We will just wait for the go signal of the Public Information Office of the PIDEA for the official interaction with our guests, friends from media, and other witnesses.
Dito na pala tayo magkita na kapag
We call on representatives from the Public Attorney's Office and from the DOJ. And also from the NGO, please. Again, may we request the presence of the representatives from PAO, DOJ, and NGO. We will just wait for the go signal for the official interaction with our guest of honor and speaker.
Opo, sa City Hall ng Trece Martirez. Kaya pag may sunugan,
kami yung pinong-coordinator sa kasi kayo.
While we are still witnessing the examination and loading of dangerous drugs, may I call on Director Arnold Carlo, Director of the Public Information Office, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, to facilitate the official interaction with our guests, friends from the media, and other witnesses. Sir, please do the honor.
May we request our friends from the foreign and local media to join us up front. We request our media partners to join us up front here for the question and answer.
Microphone muna. Sir. Baliktarin na lang natin kasi hindi. Babantayan naman. Kaya may bantayan. Magugulo tayo lalo. Nakaupo na yung VIP rito.
Yan na lang. Dito na lang, sarap yan lang.
Pakilagay na lang po yung mga microphone natin para maayos na at makapagsimula na tayo sa ating mini press conference. Of course, we'd like to acknowledge and thank our own guest of honor, Senator Lacson, sir, for allowing us some time with the media. Kasama rin po natin ang ating Deputy Director General for Operations, Ricardo C. Quinto, Deputy Director General for Administration, Jesus Fajardo, sir. Ang Mayor po ng Martirez, Mayor Melanie Sagum, and a representative from the DILG, Assistant Secretary Erimaco Densi. Sir, the first question is from TV Global Brazil, Mr. Gomez. Here, sir.
Senator, please, two questions. First, what's the importance for the Filipino people to watch this kind of destruction?
Well, as I mentioned in my speech, this is just more than the symbolic destruction of the Cebu, because the pernicious effect of the Cebu is really massive, especially among our youth. And when we come to think of the quantity of the drugs seized by the law enforcement agencies, PDEA in particular, we must, think more deeply on the net effect or the resultant effect of this destruction, decision and destruction. As I said, the acknowledged or self-confessed drug lord in Region 8, Gary Espinosa, whose father got killed inside the jail. When he testified during our Senate hearing, he mentioned something like 1/4 gram that is being consumed by an average Cebu user. So if we translate that, we're destroying, my data is 311,640 grams, and when I did my math, it would translate to something like 39,000 users, average Cebu users per month. That's the consumption. And on a daily basis, considering the 1/4 gram use of an ordinary Cebu user, average Cebu user, then it will translate to 1.24 million drug users, Cebu users per day. That's what we are destroying and more, because my data has not been updated. They have even more in quantity, 400 plus, 435 kilograms. So that's even more. So that's the importance or significance that people or the public, especially the media, will watch the destruction of the Cebu. It's not just the symbolic meaning of the destruction, and they're following the legal procedure. We can see that the judges handling these cases are also present. this is part or this is incorporated in the Dangerous Drugs Act as amended.
But in your speech you said also about, you talk also about bad apples. I'd like to understand what you mean about this. About do you refer about the operations that results in more than 7,000 killings in the whole country? How does this impact the support of the population to this war on drugs?
Not killings. They conducted so many operations that resulted in the arrest and seizure of drugs as evidence and the arrest of certain persons. I did not delve into the killings that are happening in the country, but of course you're right. There's more than 7,000 killed for the last 6 or 7 months. But not all the killings were done by the PNP or the law enforcement agencies, because I think it's a 1/3 to 2/3 ratio. 2/3, and I was always egging the law enforcement agencies to show to the public or to show the public that they're solving the so-called vigilante killings. Otherwise, perception will just there will be a perception that will be created that the policemen, if not behind, are tolerating these killings. So right now, they're, I think, improving on the solution rate or the solution efficiency.
And do you think the position of the president is correct to stimulate?
Well, the all-out war is correct, but the methods, implementation, that's a different pattern. And there's a lot that need to be corrected and monitored. That's why we're glad that media is focused on monitoring all these developments, including the public. So keep on watching, keep on monitoring, and keep on, we in the Senate, we keep on exercising our oversight function under the Constitution.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the next question is from Mr. Ron Bautista of Reuters.
Sir, and what are your thoughts about reports saying that drugs has returned to the streets and that since the police operations were suspended, as if the drug trade is back now?
I would like to think that it's temporary, the suspension, this paganda, because PDEA alone cannot handle the enormous task that's in their hands, because the drug problem in this country has gone so bad that it really needed a determined leader to address the problem, and that's what the president did in the early days of his administration. But of course, admittedly, there are excesses here and there, and these are being addressed, and that's the reason why the PNP has been taken out. But I'd like to think again that it's temporary. That's a temporary arrangement. Even the NBI was taken out of the operation, so it's a big challenge to the PDEA, because we don't want to go back to the old situation when 3 million users are being victimized on a daily basis.
Sir, some of our reporters say that some of our reporters say that in some villages, yung drug operations daw sa kanila didn't actually have an effect on the drug trade in their villages. So what would you say about that? Does this mean that the drug war has had some problems in the implementation or in its approach to the drug trade?
Maski anong war, any war has problems and maraming obstacles But what's important is our law enforcement agencies, the 5 pillars, the prosecution, judiciary, even the community, and the rehabilitation, yung penal institution, are getting their act together to address this problem. Yun ang mas importante rito. Ang mahirap, wala tayong ginagawa to address the problem. Sabi ko admittedly, there are excesses. And the Congress, in their exercise of their oversight function, ginagawa naman yung pag-address ng pag-monitor and yung oversight niya. So, and media should play a role, a big role in all this monitoring mechanism.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the next question is from Mr. Barnaby Law of China Global News Network.
Just to follow up on that, good morning, Senator. Just to follow up on that, how do you make sure going forward that not only will not there be more killings, but that justice will be served not only for the Korean victim, but also for Philippine victims of alleged extrajudicial killings. And another question for Deputy Director Quinto. Ask later.
Well, the members of the judiciary are here, no? And they will attest to the fact that these problems are being addressed. In fact, the case of DEQ, the Korean national who was unfortunately kidnapped, abducted, and then killed, and thereafter ransom was demanded, still demanded. The policemen involved are now facing criminal charges, and I'm quite sure that they will be meted out the appropriate penalty. And the other abuses committed. And the President did right by suspending the operations. In the meantime, that they are undergoing internal cleansing. And as I had advised the Chief PNP, General De La Rosa, told that internal cleansing should have, been started first before you build your men to go to war. You should make sure that they are prepared, not only battle ready, but they should also be, not only physically fit but morally prepared to address this big problem.
So just one follow-up question, if you don't mind. Are you concerned that there are a lot of orphaned children, orphaned by the
I am concerned. As every Filipino parent should be concerned, because or Filipino children should be concerned. That's really a concern that so many people are getting killed. But as the President said, this is war, and we don't want also to put our policemen, our law enforcement agents in jeopardy, their life in jeopardy. So if they are being fired upon by those that they were going to arrest, then it was just proper for them to respond accordingly.
Deputy Director Quinto, just staying on the subject of minors. Last week there was an operation by the PBEA that caught minors who are involved in drugs. How big is the problem among minors concerning the illegal drug problem, of course?
Yes, this drug problem really affects everybody, and that includes minors. And as of this date, only minimal apprehensions that we make on minors, and these are being used by the syndicates, particularly the Chinese drug syndicate.
Are you going to target more minors in your operations?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the next question is from GMA 7, Mr. Emil Sumangin.
Good morning, Senator. Yes, sir. Sir, madali pong pakinggan, unawain, po? Tulad ng supply, wakasan ng demand. Pero sa inyo, Mr. Senator, ano po mungkahin niyo para lubos na maunawaan ng ating mga kababayan?
Mas epektibo, mas efficienting information campaign, Kasi karamihan din ng mga, lalo sa kabataan, hindi naman alam yung far-reaching effect, Not only in their physical being, pero pati yung sa buong pamilya, sa buong community. Minsan nila naunahan, tira lang silang tira, kasi nga yung excitement, yung thrill, of course, yung pressure from peers. So it's better that the law enforcement agencies concerned should embark more or concentrate on their information campaign. And ito, maganda rin itong nakikita natin yung epekto. Kaya nga, in-emphasize ko ay, sabi ko, reviewin natin yung high school math natin. Kung ano yung mag-epekto ng pag sinira natin. Nakita natin kasi as far as the eyes can see. Pero yung deeper meaning of the distraction, yun ang dapat tingnan natin. Imagine, itong dami ng drugs na ito, sabi ko nga, 1.24 million users daily. Halimbawa, yung buong quantity na ito, inubos sa isang araw. Imagine 1.24 million average Shabu users ang dapat tatamaan ito. And Yeah. Malaki masyado yung industriya, kaya dapat talaga. Pero sa atin, yung mas holistic approach law enforcement, of course, yung rehabilitation is just a minor part Kasi sabi nga ni Presidente, di ba, how can you still recover pag nalulong ka na talaga sa siya because it has destroyed your whole body, especially your brain. So yun ang dapat maunawaan ng ating mga kabataan, ng ating mga kababayan. Ano magiging kinabukasan ng anak natin kung gumamit sila ng droga at nalulong sila ng ganong kalalim?
Senator, thank you. Last na lang, sir, sa PDEA kay Deputy Quito or Deputy Fajardo. Sir, meron mo kami report na natatanggap na humihina raw ang supply o hindi mabenta ang shabu sa mga lugar na kung saan mataas po ang bilang ng mga napapatay. Ano po masasabi niyo rito, sir? Go ahead, please.
Siguro, isagutin ko doon sa context na yung supply at saka yung demand reduction, no? Katulad ang sinabi kanina sa speech ni Senator Lacson, dati is 3.5 yung per gram. But yung pag 7,000 na per ano. So, ibig sabihin, ang indicator is kumukunti yung supply natin. And then dun sa demand reduction, tama yung sabi ni Sir Oli na it is a holistic approach. Kasi sabi ko, kahit na nagbukas tayo supply, kung nandun pa rin, hindi naman tayo nakapagbabawas ng demand o yung mga users. Ito yung kinuha namin. In fact, yung BADAC, yung Barangay Anti-Drug Abuse Council, nandun yung may laking participation ng actually yung ating PNP. At kami dito, katulad sinabi ni Sir, is yung information. Mayroon kaming advocacy campaign, yung role ng preventive education ng community involvement officer. So, lahat ito pinagsasabay-sabay namin. Hindi yung isang operation man, but and of course, sabi ulit, yung holistic approach. Kasi, with the permission, mayroon kami very yung flow chart na sinasabi. From the watch list, ito yung paano mag-operate. From the watch list is house visit kami. House visit. Ayaw kaming gamitin yung top 100. House visit. Pag nag-surrender yan, they will have to undergo the drug yung test. Pag hindi na-undergo, they will be subjected for anti-drug operation. Tapos, sa drug dependency test, pag hindi, pag yung result is negative, clear kagad yun. And then pag positive, doon papasok yung tatlong rehab natin. Yung psychiatric, yung rehab, at saka yung community-based. Doon papasok yung ibang agencies there. So, kung talagang gagawin natin lang ito, yung holistic approach, I'm sure na talagang masusunod natin sa yung problema.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Sir, the next question is from TV5, Mr. Mott Walvez.
Good morning po, Senator. Sir, follow-up lang dun sa sinabi po kanina na suspension ng PNP pagdating sa pag-lead ng war on drugs, di ba? You mentioned a while back also that probably it's just temporary. So what do you suggest? Maibalik ka agad yung PNP and NBI?
Not until they're prepared. Meaning, tapos na yung kanilang internal cleansing, naibalik yung disiplina, pwede ulit sila isaba. So I would like to think that that was the purpose kung bakit sinuspend muna. Para, teka muna, let's step back for a while, i-ready natin yung tropa natin bago natin isaba ulit sa giyera. And I think that's the right move. Talagang napabigla lang because of the enormity of the problem. Hindi na rin nakayanan ng Presidente kasi yung passion niya, di ba? Even during the campaign, ito yung sinasabi niya. So, hindi na siya nakahintay, sinabas na agad. And tama lang na hinold back niya muna, maghanda muna kayo ulit bago ko ibalik ulit sa giyera.
How's your observation now, Senator? Given the fact na PDEA po yung nag-handle ngayon ng war on drugs, given na challenge sila pagdating sa number din ng agents.
Pero may mga support services pa rin sila, support mechanisms. Nandiyan pa rin yung PNP, kaya lang sila nasa frontline na. Hindi na yung dati yung PNP, sila yung talaga nasa front. Di ba? Sila yung nagkukumpronta. At sila, parang overall, di ba? Lahat kasi, dapat merong coordination sa kanila. Pero ngayon, sila nang-ganggan. So that's a big challenge in the first place. So, yung AFP sa PNP, nandiyan naman pa rin to help out.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the last question is from Mr. Jim Golza, the President of the DDP Committee Press Corps. Mr. President, go ahead.
Magandang mga President. Sir, ganun na po batas yung Section 21 na nakapaloob sa Republic Act 965. Doon po sa Section 21, ang nakapaloob doon na fiscal, media, and barangay. So, ang lagi pong problema sa dami-dami na sila sa mga operation ng PIDEA, hindi po pumipirma yung mga barangay. Ano po ang dapat gawin dito?
Well, first, oversight. Pangalawa, baka kailangan i-revisit yung batas, which we are doing now. Kasi maraming na-dismiss na kaso sa technicality. Dahil nga, ang mahigpit talaga nito yung chain of custody. And I heard suggestions from even Supreme Court justices. Even sa kanila, na-obserbahan nila na sayang naman yung mga pinaghirapan ng law enforcement, sayang yung pinalang prosecution, tapos yung kamay ng huwes, halimbawa, tight. Kasi remember, before you convict a person, napakataas ng threshold, guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Eh kung magiging morally wrong naman yung decision, dahil nga nakasilis ng doubt, hindi naman sila rin mag-a-answer sa kanilang mandato na guilt beyond reasonable doubt. So, di Congress, being the legislature, kami yung gagawa ng batas, kailangan siguro i-revisit and pag-aralan kung paano maibabalance yung the needs para maproteksyon na naman yung rights ng accused. Pero at the same time, may strength na naman, hindi mapahina yung part ng law enforcement, ng prosecution, at even yung sa trial, sa judiciary.
Sir, nabanggit ko yan. Dagdag na rin po, isama na rin po natin din yung mga kasama natin sa media. So, kaya din po hindi pumipirma, minsan matatakot na masyokos ng piskal. At ang nangyayari po, aarestuhin and then i-detain pa. Ano po yung sabi nyo, dapat i-review, dapat siguro. Kung pipirma po ang, kaya po ang media, tumatakbo, ayaw din pumirma. Ganun din ang barangay.
Well, ako, siguro, obligasyon natin lahat yan eh. Meron tayong mga individual responsibility. Kung gusto natin matapos yung problema ng illegal droga, there's somehow a certain amount of risk, personal risk. Eh kung ayaw natin, tumatakbo tayo sa responsibilidad, paano natin matatalo itong ganito malaking problema, di ba? So, hindi lang yan parang, meron tayong responsibilidad sa society, mapa-media ka, mapa-law enforcement, mapa-ordinary tao. Isipin natin yung responsibility natin sa future generation.
Thank you po, sir.
Sir, thank you very much to our guest of honor, sir. Likewise to the PDA Command Group and our other honored guests. Likewise to our honorable judges from the RTC. That ends our mini press conference here at the venue. I turn you over to our regular host for the next part of the program. Director Manong, Jeff, thank you.
Before we formally enter the program, may we invite Deputy Director General for Operations, Ricardo C. Quinto, and Deputy Director General for Administration, Jesus A. Fajardo, to witness the locking of destruction chamber. Thank you. Once again, thank you, Senator Lacson.
Inaabol akong sana kanina.